So I'm making a design for that. Infrastructure. This is what this is what I know, and this is what I have my expertise. So when I take the TOGAF and using that frame, as you said, this is a framework. We are implementing that one. So this TOGAF will help me to move forward. If it in some other position, like say, architect or cloud architect or stuff like that. But the technology stack will be again the Unix, right? I cannot go and directly for the Microsoft, or I should be able to multiple platforms or what, like a Microsoft or Unix, or doesn't matter like that. I should be change, or it's not required.
Yes. So SK, what happened? You are the part of one only one uh, domain, okay, like ERP solution, like applications, architecture, design, sort of things. But in the general life, okay, in the general, every company required a person who have experience on different exposure, like network architecture designing, like cloud security designing, like uh, application security designing. So you should at least know every field, like system architect, network architect. Okay, why I'm
Yeah.
telling you, because is the business layer, in the business layer, the technology layer, okay, it is demanded that you are the architect, so you should know the companies, because suppose you are working in the company, yeah, it's okay for ERP solution, you know that architecture you're going to configure, yes, perfect, fine. But once you're going for outside of this particular company, or if suppose you're going to join a new company, so the different flavors you will going to have get it over there. Like you are in the suppose oil and industries companies will be there, like operations, like healthcare domain. Suppose you're going to join it, so the altogether things are changed. So as a
Okay.
secured, as a, in the TOGAF, you should going to be expert in everything.
Yes,
Okay.
Nagesh. Okay, as per the SK question, I have something like what actually SK says. He has the knowledge in Oracle Cloud, right? Then he has that experience in Unix and kind of thing. But as a architecture, okay, the technology is secondary for us, right? We have to think about the TOGA framework, and which is that ADM part of the ADM phases. We have the domain like. Business application data and technology, so which he says is it will come under the technology, right?
Yeah,
There we
you're
have to
right.
select so there we have to select which technology we have to use, or which technology resources we have, that is depend on there. But as a solution architecture, we have to design the better approach, better architect design to in the future reusable and all those things we have to consider. Technology will be secondary, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Okay. Just for this. Okay.
So I'm just going to show you something into this.
Okay.
So again. So in this picture, you have seen it. Wait a second, I'm going to download it for you. Yes. So are you able to see this picture? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm able to see the picture. Yeah.
Okay. So this is, you know what, the security certifications progress chart for 2020 right now. Okay. So you guys are the part of this particular security architecture. Okay. Security architecture. Like you have, ITL, SAPSA, TOGAF, ZACMAN. Okay. So you are the part of security architecture sort of things. So security is, you know what, different things like security management, security architecture, security analysis, defensive operations, offensive operations, and security engineering. Suppose I am talking about some firewalls, I am talking about some IDS, IPS, I am talking about some endpoint security solutions. Okay, so these are the part of some security engineering, because all the network security, Cisco platform, Linux, Windows, cloud sysops, ICS, OT are this part of security engineering. But once you're talking about the TOGAF only, so TOGAF is a part of only one security architecture. So I'm a cybersecurity expert. So what I'm going to do, I know that security management, I know security architecture, I know security analysis, defensive operations, offensive operations, and security engineering. So I'm the expert of all of them. Apart from this, the programming language like Python. So as if you are going for the TOGAF, okay, so you are the only part of the security architecture, okay, and in the architecture, SAPSA or Jackman or TOGAF is a part of only one thing, simple one thing. The whole and all, the whole and all cyber security, the whole things are there into the same. I was going to show you some more things like, but what is cyber security platform? Because in the cyber security, we are going to include all of them simultaneously. So if you're able to see this picture,
okay,
this is the cyber security, okay? And in the cyber security, suppose you talking about, sir, we are doing TOGAF. So you are the part of only one thing, okay? This is a frameworks, the standards, okay? Like COBET, this another slide is there, like TOGAF. So you have done only one thing, small one thing into the cybersecurity domains, like COBET, like ISO 27000, like NIST, like SENSE, like COSO. So you have done only specialized one thing, specific one thing we are talking about here, like TOGAF. So the cybersecurity is a big term. And also, if I'm talking about here, the certifications level, so you are a part of security architectures and you are standing here.
Yeah, even yes, Mahesh, actually, as a solution architecture, okay, we have the different phases, right? We have the 8 phases, right? Like first we will start from the preliminary, then we will go with the business, architecture vision, then business. So that security concern will be the lay on the phase B, right? Actually, that architecture means we have to as architecture I have to consider about the business as well as governance as well as deliverables. Multiple things are there. So for as a application architecture, security is the important parameter. I cannot say small parameter, but it's a main parameter. But it's not a primary, it's a secondary parameter for us. I have to achieve the business with the application architect, including the security, right? If I'm not wrong,
Yes. First of
as
all,
the application architecture, right? As the application architecture.
dear, you need to architect. The first thing is architecture. Security is comes on later on. Second,
Okay.
okay. So
First,
once you're going to create, suppose you are in Abu Dhabi and you are going to create a building. How are you going to create? First of all, you need to create a building.
then
Okay.
the security is last. Yes.
Yeah.
All
Suppose
right.
physical security, network security, system security. This is comes once the building is ready.
Yes, yes. Right. Yes. Understood. Understood.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
talking about here because security is, what, very big term. So first of all,
Okay.
you understand the architecture, okay, and then you can go
Okay.
for the security, the second part of the story,
Okay.
right? So I'm going to show here that what you're going to do after sometime later, and what's your
Okay.
future, what is the requirement in the current industry.
Okay.
Okay, about you understanding the TOGAF, okay, you understanding the architecture, okay, business architecture, application architectures, data architectures, and technology architecture. So once we're talking about the business architecture, so you need to be understand the business processes, organization, people. So people, process, and technology. These are the three terms. So the business architecture, it's all about the what, people and the business processes. Make sense?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It makes sense.
Okay, so uh, in the business processes, if we're talking about that, what type of processes we are talking about here? The processes of, the, how the HR of onboarding and offboarding going on, how the databases IT policy is going to be working. Suppose I am going to your company, what is the process of the visitors coming to your office? Okay, and what is the business culture, business organizations, what are different people, what is the hierarchy in your company? So if I'm talking about the decision making, it's coming from top to down. Okay, your CEO, CTO, or every the high profile people are going to create some policies, IT policies, right? The standards, the guidelines, baselines, the top management going to create, like IT security policies, or okay, the architecture designing. And who's going to implement? The executives are going to implement all those things. So as a business architecture point of view, you need to understand the company vision, mission, what is company requirement, what is the business is going to do it. Okay, and you need to understand the compliances, the laws. Okay, governance. So most of the things in the business architecture comes under governance. So I will going to provide you some examples, like what type of governance, what type of hierarchy in your company, decision making sort of things. Who's going to take a decision? What type of projects in the company? What type of architectures designing in the company? What is a culture sort of things? So as a business architecture, you need to understand the business processes, organizations, and people, because it's very important. Suppose you are working in Abu Dhabi, they have some different type of cultures. Okay, and they have different type of you can say that work ethics. Like Friday, I think you have holiday or what, I don't know. This is the different things story. So in the India, some different story of in all those countries. So business architects, once you're going to define the architecture company, so you need to check it out the processes. What are different type of processes going on, and what are why it is going to do it? You're going to do some risk assessment. Then we're talking about some second thing is application architecture. So SK, the question for you in the same application architecture, uh, suppose you're going to deployment or creating an architecture for a startup company. So what is your approach?
For
Anything
a
you,
startup,
yeah, startup company, and you're going to deployment of that ERP solution. What is a step-by-step SOP? I would like to know that standard operating procedure, step-by-step approach. What are you going to perform it? What type of service is going to perform it?
see, basically for me, I'm completely into the infrastructure part. When I'll get the requirements, says like, it's a startup company, they'll be having some modules like a HR module they want finance, and they want procurement. These are three things basically that company is required. It's a startup company or whatever it is. They will be their employees. That will be taken care by the HR module. Second one is finance for their all investments and this and that. That module will be finance. And third one is procurement, like whatever the items they are subcontracting or taking the procurement. So these are three modules come in the e-business suite. So for me, as a infrastructure part, I will check for the company. They want a high availability. The startup company does not require a high availability like a bank or something like that. So they might have they need only lesser configuration of the comparing to a bank, or comparing to like I can say like the which is not like bank, like a ministry or something. They need not like 24 bar 7 downtime should not be there, nothing like that. Maybe or less, little bit of time does not big difference. So Based on that, I will be preparing the architecture design for the infrastructure design for that particular modules in the business suite, like this many servers, this is the data center, this is the server configurations, all these things. And the business flow, and as you said, the processes and business flow will be done by the business analyst. That is a different head for that. I am into the infra head. The other one will be the business head. So they will understand the functionality of how this function have to be implemented. Like for the HR, which are the employees, what are the functions come inside that function part. The functional guys will be doing HR functional guy. Again, the finance is the finance functional guy. And for me, completely infra part. So I will be focusing on the from the data center onwards, like data center servers, networking, storage, all these things will come under me. So I will plan for that. Okay, only 3 modules. They don't want high availability. They want, okay, one DDR site must be there, because it is something data is very important. Data should not lose from primary side. So I will prepare the architecture, for the infrastructure architecture, including the DR side. I'll be preparing, and their security systems. But the business flow and business transaction, I have no clue on that part. That will be taken care by um, uh, the business analyst, or the business functional guys. So this is how it is going on as of now. So on the top, okay, on the top of this, the business and this, and the customer or the top guys will be there, have a overall idea about business trust, this, how much the cost and all for that. This again a part different scenario. So for infrastructure part, they will tell, okay, this is our budget. In this budget, they will tell me, okay, in this budget we need the infra part to be implemented, and implementation cost plus hardware cost and software licensing cost, all will come in the infra side part. So it will be like a partially cost plus the design. These two things I'm handling.
Okay, fantastic. So I understand your point of view on the same application architecture side. Uh, yes, I agree with you that you have done the infrastructure sort of things, but apart from this, suppose as per this, what, if you're talking about the TOGAF sort of things, okay, so the requirement analysis, what is the requirement, okay, who's going to take the requirement, because it's very important. The planning phase is very important, that what type of, what architecture, what type of planning you're going to be,
See,
before you're going to migrate sort of things.
Yeah, correct. It's basically now when the RFP, when it comes, the RFP from the customer side, when they come for us, we are a consulting company. When RFP come, we will sit we will segregate that. RFP will be having complete scope of the work, for what the customer required. What they want to implement ERP. Okay, fine. In that, there will be as I told you, like a business area will be there, and infra area will be there. So infra area, I will take care by understanding the business. I don't want to know what is the business flow. I want to know how much is the users, end users, or the concurrent users, named users, how many users are there. So I know in an organization, maybe 200 employees are there. In that, maybe 50 will be the generating reports and that and this. So concurrent users are 50 and 200 employees. Then their end users maybe 1,000 people will be accessing the application from outside, like that. So based on that infrastructure, I'm architecting, I'm designing for them. Okay, the servers will be there. This is a configuration of this application server 5, and this production, and the 4 production database should be 2 servers for the database, and the 3 servers for this. This can be virtualized. This cannot be virtualized, and the production, development, test, like different environments, and which VLAN or which will go, like, drill down, all the detail will be there. The same thing will happen from the on-premise when it go to the cloud. So the existing on-premise, we will see how many environments are there, and what are the hardware sizing is there, what is the current performance. Okay, you need to get the similar thing in the cloud. So we will architect and design the security level, first the servers, and the servers and security and storage and all this performance, all these things we will be evaluate and we will prepare for that. And then migration, there is nothing to do with the functional people or anything because already implemented, it is just migrating. But some cases we are a new implementation, as you said, like a startup or new company, new project. So the company, it can be in a hospital, it can be a ministry, it can be whatever it is for implementing the ERP system. So maybe small organization, maybe can be a 1,000 people organization can be there. So based on that, the sizes and the configuration will change and architecture design will change based on the price and how beautifully we can give the low cost, high security, high availability with the low price. This is what the customer also will be looking for. So the functional part, as you said, the business process, organization, these things, I won't be doing much on that area, but other area, application, data structure, hardware and technology, this stack will be handled by me. Means as a solution architect. Yeah.
So, yeah, Rafael,
Yeah.
anything you would like to add something into the same?
Yes. Actually, I have some things here. What that SK, what Sujay said that I'm doing same thing. Like I'm actually involving in that infrastructures level, in that network level, and everything, all those things. Plus, I know I am the person who used to get the business requirement from the business team. I will be actually I know that in my application which I'm working in my project, I know that end-to-end business flow, business logic, and then I know that goal of our business, where we are, where we have to reach, all those things I know, so that I am actually involved. Uh, I am not the part of the business team, but I am the part of technical team, so that the business team always give the requirement to me, so that I will be finding the solution to where to fix that business. Like it's in the development, it's a code level, or it's in the component, it's a different component level, or it's in the data level, or like if it is very urgent, or whether I can manage from a database level, like creating the procedure and functions or trigger, all those things will be decided by me. So that once the decision is done from me, then I will be assigning the task to the application team. So that what here I'm saying is I even for the infrastructures level, I know that I am also a person who used to involve. So that which technology I have to use, so that what are the best technology, like what are the product. Mostly we are using IBM product for the integration layer and then many things. Our project is mainly that integrated with you know multiple government organizations, so that I am the person who used to have the system integrator also. So that what I'm saying is I involved in the business level, business architecture also. I know that this is the more knowledge I have in that architecture.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I would, as far as my concern, okay. So first of all, you just talking about
But actually
your.
finally what I used to give is I used to give the requirement to that operation team, like okay, I need this much of server, each server should be the RAM and storage should be like that, that's it. But the technology will be selected by the operation team, like which storage, which is the more efficient in nowadays, which server we want to use. This part I am not involved. I used to give the requirement in the server level, like each component level, minimum minimum RAM, how much I need, the maximum RAM, how much I need. All this information will be decided by me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, you know that what you're going to do it as per your job prospects. That's very good. Uh, but once we're talking about the TOGAF prospects, okay, into the same platform. So once you're going for the architecture or designing of the what the ERP solutions or cloud platform what solution sort of things. So first of all, you just keep in mind some of the things. The bullet point is the strategy and the motivations. So the strategy, it means that what type of strategy going to create. So step by step approach. Okay, once you're going to do migration. Okay, so you have step by step approach. Okay, the first thing, second step, third step, fourth step, five step. So you need to standardize your things. Okay, standardize your steps first of all. Okay, so step by step migration, or step by step we can say that the inputs you're going to be provide into the TOGAF platform, if I'm talking about. Okay. And the second
Yes,
thing, you know
Mahesh,
what, you need.
Mahesh, 1 second. Sorry for interrupting you. Can
Yes.
you please extend the meeting time? It's going to be finished now.
Yes, it's going to be, you know what, expire in 1 minute. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to, you know what, stop this and going to send the same link. You're going to join it again.
Okay.
Okay, so wait a second.